Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, for your Wednesday cast for StarCraft 2, it's going to be INnoVation versus Serral from the recently completed Home Story Cup. And INnoVation is a proxying, I feel like. Alright, so it's going to be Pillars of Gold. Top right hand corner, we have a Red Terran player, INnoVation, and in the bottom left, we have Serral, the Zerg player. Yeah, this is a little bit too early to be a drone or a SCV scout. And another SCV comes out of the box, so it's going to be a double proxy barracks. And the Overlord is going to scout it pretty much right away here. Check this out. Just looking to make sure. Oh, hey! There's a proxy barracks. Oh, INnoVation. Sometimes you get unlucky in these situations. Alright, so, Serral did not give away the fact that he knows about these proxy barracks, right? SCV ready. Overlords can see further than SCVs or under construction barracks. So, wow, this is so good. Oh, it's a 2 racks. Here come the drones. Oh, hold on a second, a little bit too late to stop the construction of this barracks, but just on time to stop the second barracks from completing. Keeping the SCV here, just, you know, to see if we can complete that second barracks once that Marine comes out. Sarah's like, all right, Marine, I know you're coming out. I'm going to kill you. Ooh. All right. So this Marine is just going to head home. And yeah, it's just going to be a 1-racks barracks here. Oh, a Proxy Reaper here as well. So this is 5s. Upon discovering the Chancellor's plan for turning the clone on the Jedi using inhibitor chips, 5s was revived after being killed by Commander Fox. Once revived, Chancellor Palpatine sealed 5s in a Reaper suit, sold him into conscription to the Terran Dominion, where he will live out his unjust sentence while Order 66 is carried out elsewhere. That is a Clone Wars reference if ever I have seen one. Clone Wars pretty good stuff. I honestly like it. Did we gas steal? We gas stole. Alright, that's cool stuff. So anyway, the Reaper's trying to get stuff done. There are 4lings in production. There's no queen here yet, so the proxy barracks is kind of doing its job here. Gonna have to run these drones away, maybe turn one of them into a spore. And there's the queen, so yeah, no spores required here. Slowlings are present too. And we might just settle on into a standard game. That's the thing about Terran, man. They can proxy racks and have it fail miserably and still be okay. Like, still be in the game. That's the crazy thing about Terran. So, I mean, I don't know. They had a pretty good 2020. They did not place in the grand final of Katowice 2021, which was the World Championship for 2020. So we can't say that they're doing incredibly. But I don't know. They won some major tournaments. They won a couple GSLs. I mean, Terran's not horrendous at this point, right? I don't think they can be. I thought they patched that. You don't have to pull off your mules so they don't waste minerals when they explode anymore. Didn't they I swear they fixed that. I'm a little bit confused about these. Anywho, Reaper and SCV working on the second gas. Serral, you don't see a lot of gas stealing from Zerg players, but he had the drone up here anyway because he was scouting with it, wanted to see what was going on. Did scout the command center, right? Yeah, well, the Overlord scouted the command center. But second gas you want, if you have a starport and a factory, absolutely. You're going to want that second gas. That's a 3rd CC! Ho! INnoVation. Going for a quick 3rd CC after his proxy barracks finished. The absolute just chutzpah on this guy. INnoVation is looking really, really brave here. So we'll see if this works out. I'm not sure there's anything Serral can do to necessarily punish that. He's trying to get his 3rd base down. Trying to spread some creep. He really doesn't want to make more lings than necessary, but he recognizes that there's probably going to be some Hellions coming at the very least. So he does want to make sure that he's got some lings and some queens out, which the queen production is really not that big of a deal. Right? You're going to have queens anyway. Creep tumor getting protected by the queens off creep. If you protect it on top of the tumor, Hellions will jump on this thing and kill it. So you have to move out a little bit with your queens to give yourself the space you need to protect it. But yeah, this tumor down's a big one. It's going to be able to connect these two, no problem, once that hatch finishes. And all your bases connected by creep is the base requirement if you are into protecting your bases, or, you know, protecting your bases at all in the early stages as Zerg. Another creep tumor might not be terrible, but probably unnecessary. Yeah, we're meeting up here, no problem. Meanwhile, Reaper does make it in here. 0 kills on 5s, and he does get wrecked. So goodbye 5s. We hardly knew ye. INnoVation maybe wants to go for a quick 4th, and if he knew about this, which he does now, man, this Overlord scouting today has been insanely good. I would just take a 4th if I was Serral. At this point, I think it's probably the right thing to do. Just get out ahead of INnoVation's 3rd base play. 3rd base play? 3 basing play right now. Really fast 3 basing play, too. Spread that creep. Connect them bases. Push it out towards the Terran. Make him hate himself. Every time he has to move out onto creep is the worst experience Terrans will have is engaging on creep. They don't want to do it. Unless they've already won a ton of engagements off creep prior to getting on creep, in which case they're fine. So this Banshee poking around. Can't really get anything done, though. I mean, there's a Spore. There's a Queen. Maybe can pick off a couple creep tumors if she stays around the edges of the creep, but again, that exposes her to the spines from the queens. Is not something that she really wants to do. Be careful. Be careful over here. There's... Kabow! This is what I'm talking about. Oh, crap. Banshee's dead. Oh, maybe not. A couple more hits. Couple more hits on that. INnoVation lands his 3rd base. It's an orbital, because economically, to keep up with the Zerg, you need to have this be an orbital. Lower level players can probably get away with having this be a planetary fortress. But at this level, against Serral, nah, this has to be an orbital or you will die. 4th base coming up here for Serral, interestingly enough. This one's already basically covered with creep, and he decided to go on the left side of the map instead. Interesting. I guess a little bit further from the Terran, a little bit more of a trek for him to get out there. What is INnoVation working on? Well, it's a lot of Marines. It's Widow Mines. It's going to be Stim. We're working on additional barracks, and yeah, just going to be a lot of Marine Marauder, Medevac, Widowmine style play here today. Creep spread, just fantastic from Serral here. What's he doing other than droning his face off? He's got his lair. He's working on 1-1 for his Lings, which tells me we're going to see Ultralisks at some point in the future. What the? That is not the right hotkey for what I wanted to do at all. Control-Shift-F, thank you. That's your follow command in StarCraft 2. Banshee might want to hang out with this too. Nah, she stays home to defend against potential Ling attacks that come over this way. INnoVation unloads directly on the creep, interestingly enough. 22 Lings in production. Shoot. I don't know that we need this many, but okay. I mean, Serral's not one to really overmake. If you know what I mean. Oh. Widow Mines do a little bit of damage. 1 kill per. Not a huge deal at all. 20 more Lings in production, and Baneling's speed is finishing now. 1-1 is very close to finishing too. That'd be really nice for these engagements, but doesn't have it yet, but really want to protect the creep tumors, and so does have to engage without the 1-1 being complete. So there's another base from Serral. Yeah, I love that stuff. INnoVation's building his 4th base on the low ground here. He'll just lift it off over here when it's safe to do so, when he has the requisite army, but at this stage, I don't know. Serral just hasn't taken much damage at all from INnoVation. INnoVation, if he's going to change that, he needs to start changing it now. Can he, is the question, and I'm not sure. I'll have to keep an eye on this one. Creep spread, pushing out. Medevacs coming down this left side. This drop could get some work done. This is why you have Overlords in this position, though, so that they can see the Medevacs coming before they arrive, because if you're dealing with the drop after they've already unloaded, it's a much harder thing to do versus dealing with a drop that is still in the air, like this one. Yeah, so it's like, all right, I don't know if this is a good place to unload either. Yeah, just get out. Just get out of here. Dude, is that a full dead medevac? Run. Run. Oh, 2 HP on that thing, and it makes it out. Insanity. Absolutely insane. Banelings! Widow Mines! Doing alright there. And by that I mean not super great. Oh, this base. Ooh, hold on. That vulnerable to an attack from Serral here? I don't know. He's up 182 to 159 supply. He has a pretty big economic advantage right now. Basically, you can tell by looking at the minimap what's going on here. Resources lost are approximately even. A little bit more for the Zerg, but Serral is totally fine with that ratio to the point. Oh, he's got burrowed Banelings. He's got burrowed Banelings, which is basically Widow Mines that Terran hate. Hive on the way. There's that 2-2 for the melee attack and the ground carapace. Expanding bottom right here, too. Serral. Yeah, he's, I don't know what killed SCVs there. What the heck? I don't know. But we've got Widowmines versus Burrowed Banelings just kind of facing off against each other here. Lings distracting so that Banelings can maybe... Why are we grouping up here? That Banshee really is going to die. Yep. So he's setting up for a double-pronged attack. Siege Tank is a bit of a problem on this wall. If you can avoid taking the tank shot, these Banelings should be able to crush through regardless. Serral kind of sharking around the left side too with his Hydras. Ghost Academy coming in here from INnoVation, expecting, there you go, Lurkers. So, interestingly enough, we are going for Hydra Lurker play with Vipers and Lings and Banelings, obviously. Here comes an engagement, marching in. Banelings getting some decent hits here. Lings coming from the bottom side. Yeah. All right, Lings, Banelings, firing in on everything here. This is not looking particularly good for INnoVation. Serral does back out. He keeps most of his Hydras alive there as Banelings died as they were intended to do. I still think this is pretty ripe for the taking. There's a Siege Tank defending this. One Siege Tank. So you bring up a couple Lings, take the initial shot, Baneling bust through this, get in here and start murdering stuff. There's nothing else defending this whatsoever. INnoVation trying to catch up, right? But that's just going to be hard to do. Well, what, are we going to march the queens across? Is that what we're doing right now? Interesting idea. Do you need the anti-air? I don't think so, unless you really want to kill these medevacs, but that's why you have Hydras, right? Oh, these medevacs need to be so careful. This creep spread is legitimately insane from Serral. Are we surprised by it? No. We are not. Look, he started this game out by shutting down a double proxy Rex as well as you can possibly shut it down. Adrenal glands on the way. So the Zerglings are going to have amazing upgrades. The Lurkers will have 0 missile attack upgrades for the time being. Although, you know, later they will have more. Three siege tanks doesn't seem like enough, but the Marines Marauders are coming to deal with this incoming Zerg army right on time. Blinding Cloud on the siege tank. The Planetary appears to be dead. Too many Banelings in the general area. It does go down there, and I think that's a retreat. That's enough damage done. Keep the Hydras alive to fight another day, and Serral just being very smart with his attacks. When to pull back, when to go for it. INnoVation replanting his 12 o'clock base right on site. He has enough army to defend it right now. Trying to expand over this way is going to be extremely hard, INnoVation. There are like 8 creep tumors in the general area of where you want to land this command center. So, no. Adaptive Talons getting researched. There's your Ultralisk Cavern and 2 Spires coming in. Serral's pretty much doing whatever he wants at this point. He recognizes, okay, I'm going to have the tech available to do whatever I need to do here depending on what INnoVation is rolling with. He's got a lot of ghosts. They can be pretty good against the Lurkers and against the Ultralisks. You got to watch out for those guys. Tier 3 units are good units. Killed all the tumors, so this base might be able to land on the right side after all. But, man, this creep spread. I'm telling you. This creep spread is mean. Look at INnoVation. Look at his vision right now. He doesn't have anything. What his sensor tower tells him, he is backed into a corner. And this matchup usually just comes down to who's the aggressive one, right? Who's the one at 13 minutes who's making the attacks versus the one defending. Another attack coming in here from Serral. So many Banelings. So many Hydralisks. Parasitic Bomb on the medevacs, wrecking the medevacs out of the sky here as well. So many Marines dead, and that was a good trade, I gotta say. Still, 16,000 resources lost for Serral, 13,000 for INnoVation, but the number of bases that Serral has compared to the number of bases that INnoVation has, it's just not even fair at this point. He does manage to re-land that 5th, but it's a 5th base compared to Serral, who's working on, I think, a 7th right now. Creep spread is insane. You can't go anywhere without flying over creep or walking over creep. Clearing it all is probably impossible. I don't know. I really don't see a path forward on this game for INnoVation to win it, but INnoVation is an incredible player with so many accomplishments under his belt. I would be shocked if he just rolls over and dies here. He's at very least going to put up an extraordinarily stout defense. And, you know, if Serral can be kind of coaxed into making a big mistake here, or INnoVation makes an incredible play. The counterattack could be strong. So here we go again. Same position, same story. Blinding Cloud, Banelings, Hydralisks, Planetary Fortress dead. Ghosts running for their lives. Not connecting. Ooh, there you go. The Banelings not connecting with them at all. And this is the counterattack I'm talking about. INnoVation coming in. He's only down 9 total supply at the moment. He's got 86 SCVs to about 100 for Serral, which is probably too many drones. But he can always turn them into spores or spines if it feels like he needs them at certain bases, which the creep is so far away from any potential base for INnoVation to attack it. I just don't think this is possible. So these Banelings are still burrowed here. So the Banelings decide to leave. They're like, all right, well, no one's walking over us today. We're going to just join the rest of the party. We're going to make 16 mortar Banelings. Enhanced shockwaves coming in to EMP the Vipers and any infestors that might exist. I'm not sure we have any of those. But yeah, Hydroling Bane, when you have a massive advantage over your opponent, is going to do all right. You're going to throw away a lot of Banelings, but they are going to get worth in the end by taking down yet another planetary. And this is just how this works. Lings jumping on top. Oh, the tanks are getting wiped out here. That's all that was defending this area. A lot of SCVs are in a lot of trouble here on the right side. Sensor tower sniped as well, so future attacks are harder to see coming. The base gets finished, which is actually really nice for Inno. Really nice for Inno. But the key here is 3 planetaries have died and a command center, and 0 Zerg hatcheries have gone down today. In 16 minutes, if that's your status, I don't know what the path forward is. I just really don't. This could come down to Serral tries to kill INnoVation a bunch of times with making, unequal trades, which he can afford to do. But if he does this enough and starts losing enough resources in comparison to what INnoVation is losing, then INnoVation can win just by making better cost-efficient trades overall, which, over a large amount of time can be a pretty big deal. Here we go. Lings, Banelings, Hydralisks. It's the same recipe, man. It is so many Banelings. It is the manyest of Banelings here. Pretty good splits for Minnow, as we would expect to see here. And once again, Marauders taking a lot of the hits, Takes taking a lot of those hits. I don't know, Banelings are what you want. 102 Lings in production here in INnoVation. Counterattacking on the warpath. Resources lost now 31 to 23,000. So INnoVation is consistently making better trades here today. The last 3 or 4 trades have really gone his way, and again, he's lost a base in the process, but if it's just Lings and Hydras here, okay, there's 33 Banelings coming up. Here they are. Okay, well, and that's it. Good games. Serral is your winner, and INnoVation has to tap out. It's just an uphill climb, isn't it? Isn't it just, man. An uphill climb, right? You try to proxy barracks against Serral. His overlord immediately scouts it due to pure bad luck. And then you're just on the back foot. I just don't know what you do from that situation, He did his best. He had ghosts, tanks, marauders, marines. He had great upgrades on everything. +3/+3 on his bio. +3, sorry, a vehicle attack too. But you end up losing 4 planetaries in a command center and 41 SCVs, and do not successfully harass the Zerg player at all. 1 drone dies, and I think it was one that was sent across the map to see what was going on. And no hatcheries died here today. I mean, this is insane. 4 Hydralisks went down. 4! He only made... Wow. I guess a bunch of them were lurkers, though. How many lurkers died? 0... Wow. So basically, Serral was able to win this game by making a total of 13 Hydralisks, 1 lurker, and 3 Vipers. And the rest of his army were Lings and Banes. Yeah, I guess that's what you can do when you're just ahead, and INnoVation can't slow you down in those formative moments and those formative minutes of the game when you need to slow down to the Zerg player if you're going to have any chance of survival. Well, that was your Wednesday cast. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're a Serral fan, you probably did. If you're an INnoVation fan, maybe not as much. But sometimes these games are won or lost in the first couple of minutes, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. So, whew, all right, that right there is gonna be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.